I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Pretender Doubleheader, and I love this toy. Originally released in 1989, this was one of the small Pretenders, and I have not been able to find information on how much this figure cost. If you know, by all means, go down in the comments and let me know. If I had to guess, probably around $10. That's just a wild guess based on other Pretenders. But if you know, yeah, by all means, please let me know. And this is another one of those figures that I picked up recently at TFCon or in Orlando. Still going through that haul, still going through all those figures. A lot of great pickups there. And as you guys know, I love my Pretenders. Pretenders, when they originally came out, I was kind of already aging out of Transformers, so I kind of missed out on that. And to be honest, back then, I thought they were dumb. Being able to go back and check them out now, they are still kind of dumb, but they're dumb in all the best ways, and I find them adorable and so much fun. I absolutely adore G1 Pretender. So Doubleheader here, again, is one of the small Pretenders, and actually the smallest one that I have in my own personal collection. Weird dude here. He's a dude with two heads, and then of course he's got all of that armor there like you see with most Pretenders. So you get that figure right there. This one stands approximately 6 inches tall. He's done mostly in the armor itself is mostly done in blues. You got a dark blue and a light blue with some touches of gray and green all over the place. There you got that helmet there, of course, the double helmet, which is also done in gray with a green visor. The helmet is removable, and then you got two dude heads right there, which is I don't know what they were going for here. It's just silly, and it's silly in all the best ways. Articulation wise, the shells usually just have arms, or arm articulation, and that's it. And usually I would say something about, oh, this could have been a good place to put head articulation. There's no way they were doing that with this one. So so there's that. He does come with this weapon. This weapon works for the Pretender shell, for the larger robot, I guess. So that's the weapon right there. He does come with a smaller weapon for the inner robot, which unfortunately this figure does not have. So I got him again at TFCon. I got him for a really, really good price, but it's because he's missing that small gun. And I have had no luck finding one online or even finding a file to 3D print my own, unfortunately. So, but it's not a big deal. I actually got it for a really good deal because of that. He also has this little jet pack or little wing pack back here. This is removable. It's done in red. We're going to go ahead and remove that now. And actually let's not remove it yet, because I do want to do a comparison real quick. So for comparison, here he is with Pretender Bumblebee, which is one of the smaller Autobot Pretenders that I have. I figured he'd be a good comparison right there. And again, yeah, the shell on this guy, a little bit, quite bigger than this one actually, but there you go. So you can see what the two of them look like together. Now let's go ahead and remove the helmet, and we'll remove the wing pack right there. And we'll go ahead and split open the shell so we can get to the inner robot. And I love the way that this one is designed, because this one actually has a little spot right there for the figure to sit in, but it's also got these little grooves right here. So if you had the smaller weapon would actually peg into that. One of my complaints with a lot of Pretenders has been that there's usually nothing to do with the smaller weapon unless the big Pretender shell is holding both. This one actually has a spot right here for the smaller weapon to peg into, which I thought was really, really neat. So we'll remove him, and we'll just do this real quick. Well, actually, let's see. He comes out this way, so let's just go this way with him. He does come out like that. So let's leave him like that for a moment. We'll close up the shell, and we'll give him his helmet back. And we'll set this guy back here. We're not going to put the wings back on him, though, however. So when you get the little inner robot out, the legs are folded up, so you're going to want to pull these around. And there you go. There is the smaller robot, which, again, I forgot how tall does this guy stand? I forgot. I measured him earlier, but I forgot. So he is approximately 2.5 inches tall. right there in the smaller robot. So again, one of the small, you know, when they say small pretenders, they're not kidding. These guys are kind of tiny, but they're a lot of fun. This dude is done mostly in gray. It's gray on gray, dark gray with light gray, but he's got that light green on the face right there, which matches the light greens on the shell as well. Pretty neat little design. I actually quite enjoy the design on this guy right there. And this guy does something that's kind of impressive for him. So articulation wise, all he's going to do is move the at the elbows right there. So he can move up and down at the elbows. I guess he can bend his knees thanks to transformation. And I suppose he can put his arms out, but that's about it. So to transform this guy, he transforms into a little jet. So we're going to slide the head in. And this is what I find impressive with this guy. For a figure of this size in G1 and to have the head on a slider is actually pretty cool. And then we're going to bring the arms up. These are going to be dual cockpits for the jet mode. And we're going to take those legs, fold them up again. Bring in the little jetpack piece right here. And you'll see there's the little peg that used to peg into the back of the robot now is going to peg into that screw hole right there. And the little feet are going to come out through these slots right there. So we'll peg that right there. If I had the smaller weapon also pegs in. I think it clips to this little square right here, if I'm not mistaken. And you got a little landing gear right there that you can use. You can put them forward or backwards, completely up to you. But there you go. You got yourself a little jet mode right there with a dual cockpit. Pretty serviceable little jet mode right there. And you don't really see any robot parts sticking out. It's not an obvious robot. You know, a lot of the G1 Transformer Jetformers, if you will, were usually had a tendency of being just a robot with a jet on their back. This guy, not so much. This guy hides it very, very well. So I think that's actually really neat. And to transform him back, we'll just take off the jetpack again, unfold the legs, bring down the arms, and then we use a little slider here to bring the head. And mine, it just kind of comes halfway up, and then I got to kind of help it from the front right there. And there's double header right there in his inner robot mode. This is the only place where he only has one head, which is interesting. For comparison, real quick, here he is with Pretender Bumblebee. Again, because he's one of my smaller Pretenders, I figured I'd show it with him. And you can see he's still quite bigger than Doubleheader right here. So, very cool. Really enjoying this, adding a new Pretender to my collection. I just find them so neat. I really enjoy finding these guys and adding them to the collection. I think that about does it for the Transformers Generation 1 Pretender Doubleheader. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe, share with your friends if you like what you see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.